You actually wrote another piece for Think Progress on the gender poverty gap between men and women and how it actually diverges at a certain point, which is, I guess it makes sense that it diverges there, but it's also unbelievably unjust that it diverges there. Tell us about it.
Yeah, I was looking through new census data that came out last week on income and poverty. I was just sort of looking through the initial report and found this chart about the gender gap in poverty rates, so the difference between how many women are in poverty and how many men are in poverty. And it charts it out over a lifetime by age. And you just see this gap totally explode right around when women hit their early 20s, which, as it turns out, is also when women tend to hit childbearing age. The poverty rate basically looks the same up until age 18, and then it just totally diverges until they hit about their 50s. So I talked to some people, what is going on here? And it both is sort of obvious, but also really important to take a step back and realize that it really is children and the burden of raising children that's falling on women and pushing them into poverty. So it, like I said, it coincides right around that age, and it also, if you break it down by people who have children under age 18, the gap is even larger. There's a 9.4 percentage point gap between men and women's poverty rates for those who have children under age 18. So it's clear that when you're a woman, having a child pushes you into poverty, and not in a way that it does so for men. I really liked one quote from someone I spoke with. She said, having children and being a woman in today's work environment is a big risk factor for poverty.
So one thing that you point out in the article is that, like a lot of these things, it's not impossible to actually fight this. We could be fighting this, and on a small level, we do fight it, but the way we fight it in the United States is very, very small, and it's constantly under assault. What policies could we implement or further shore up to actually fight this gap?
Yeah, it really is not a mystery why this is happening here, and it doesn't really happen elsewhere. There are other countries that have similar rates of single motherhood, for example, but it's only in this country where that comes with an extremely high poverty rate. In those other countries, they have supports in place so that even though they have about the same number of single mothers, those single mothers do not experience the sky-high poverty rates that the women in America do. And the difference is policy. The difference is our social safety net, which is so threadbare. We do not guarantee paid maternity leave or paid sick leave or other paid time off. We spend a lot less on child care and early education than other countries do. And we give people less support when they avail themselves of the safety net. This similar data that came out from the census around the same time shows that we have programs that help lift people out of poverty, things like the Earned Income Tax Credit, food stamps, housing subsidies, but they don't do nearly as much work as similar programs in other countries do to alleviate poverty. So it works, but it doesn't work hard enough.